So you've hit rock bottom. You feel like there's no way you can go further down than you are right now. I'm sure every single person has had an experience like this in their lives before. We all know what it's like to feel like there's no way things can get worse. You know, especially when we're teenagers growing up, we feel like every day something goes wrong is the worst day ever, right? And things could never get worse. But as you get older, you realize that things can get far, far worse, right? And I'm not gonna beat around the bush here. Pretty much all my videos have the same tone. Those of you who watch pretty consistently know where this is going. My statement to anyone who feels like their life is at its limit, the lower limit, right, is the fact that you have within you more than you think. You know, I personally, I've felt like I've hit rock bottom many times throughout my life. Many times, you know, where I feel like things could not get worse than they are right now, you know. But of course, you know, this is skewed perspective. I've been pretty blessed my whole life. You know, I've been through hardships and trials, but God is good. And I think with a bit of perspective, when you think about how bad things could be, and I know it's cliche, it's like, well, they're starving kids in Africa, bro. But is that not true, though? Like, you know, is that not true, though, that there are people with a worse situation than you? You know, it helps a little bit. Things could be worse. They could be worse. And that's just a starting point. That's not going to be what this entire video is about. But I just want to start there. You know, things could be worse. And what does that mean? Right? If things could be worse, then that means you could be in a worse situation. Right? And what does that mean? That means you can handle way more than you think you can. You can handle it, brother. You know? And it all starts in the mind. It all starts in the mind. I think one of the reasons why we have the gift of imagination, the gift of being able to see within our mind's eye, what we can't see with our physical eyes, is that it is the first step in creating a new sort of reality. It is the first step in creating the life that we would wish to see, right? When things are so bad that you feel they can't get any worse, utilize your mind's eye. What would you wish to see? What changes would you have to make to never be in that position ever again? Imagine it. Think it through, right? Write it down. Get a vision of it. Make it clear in your head. Decide within yourself that as long as I am able to have an effect on my life, as long as I'm able to make a decision, I will make sure that my life is not like it is right now in our physical reality, but it is the way I see it in my mind's eye, in my mental reality, right? In my imagination. That is the second step, right? You must first see where you want to be, see what you would have your life look like, and then take the actions you can take to get it to that place. Because let's be honest, brother, you know, there's a need for love and companionship and community, right? And there should be quite a bit of that, right? You should have that support. But the world as it is today, man, it's very rare that people have the support they need from other people. And what that means is you're going to have to do it for yourself, brother. You know, and that's sort of fair, though, you know, because you are your own person. And even though people and situations and circumstances and environments and backgrounds, right, have played their hand in terms of the cards you've been dealt in your life, you're still the one who has to call the shots. You are still the one who is living your own life. And so you can decide if you want to change the situation that you're undergoing right now, or if you want to continue living as you have been. That's really what it comes down to. And it is a bit harsh. I understand how harsh it is and how tough it is, especially when you're a young adult, a teenager, right? It's like, man, I really got to fix all this? Do I really have to fix all this? The sad thing is you do. The good thing is you do, right? Because what that's saying is that when you come out on the other side of fixing the issues that you can fix, you own that. you own every bit of that. You know, now you own the rock bottom. You're not scared of the rock bottom. You become a bit more bold, you know? You become a lot more confident. You say, yes, there's a time in my life when things were so bad where I thought they couldn't get worse. And I got over it. I overcame. I did it. I rose above. Right? I walked uphill. And I hit the peak. I think there's a certain confidence you get when you can say that things were so bad once in my life. And now I've dragged myself out of that situation. And I vowed, I promised myself, the little kid in me, that I will never go back. You know? I've made a commitment to my dreams and my aspirations that I will never put myself in a position where I'm unable to realize them. Right? To be able to say that to yourself and know that you put your best foot forward after a terrible situation is one of the best things you can do for your confidence and your self-belief in your life. So when you hit rock bottom, brother, when you feel like things can't get worse, lose yourself in your mind, in your dream, you know? It's a gift. You don't have to have it right now in your physical reality to experience it. You know? Things don't need to be perfect. You just need to see a way out. Right? You need to be able to come up with a way out. Come up with a reason why. Why do I push through? Why do I stay true to my goals? Why do I maintain a good character when things are falling apart? Why should I uphold myself to a standard in terms of the person I want to be when there's no reason to be that person right now? You need to find that reason. Find those reasons. You know? Because at the end of the day, brother, your life is your life. And everything you do, you will face the consequences, not someone else. You will, not someone else. You know, someone's influencing you in a negative direction. They won't face the consequences. You will. You feel the pain, not them. You get what I'm saying? Rock bottom is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to recalculate. What got me here? What were the things that got me here? Sit down, talk to yourself, figure it out. How did you get there? And if you're serious about this is the funny thing about hitting the bottom, right? If you are serious about never ever going back there, that will be the biggest blessing of your entire life. Because if you're serious about never hitting rock bottom again and you're serious about getting up, then you will make sure to learn all the lessons that you were supposed to learn by hitting rock bottom. You will know exactly what not to do in the future to get there again. You see what I'm saying? It's all about perspective, brother. And if you have a dream, a goal in your head, and you decide that this is not the life I want to live and I want to live a different life, then you can utilize that rock bottom. It gives you a moment, a chance to remove yourself from this physical experience and put yourself in your mind's eye and see the sort of person you would like to become, see the sort of lifestyle you would like to live, and be there for a while. And realize that as long as you can see it, it can happen. It can happen. So I want you to hang in there, shift your perspective, see things as they really are, and don't give in to negative emotions. Keep a calm mind and use your imagination to your advantage, not your disadvantage. Be brave, be bold, not fearful. Hang in there. My name is Corbin. This is Corbin Conversations. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.